Alright, hello everyone. So I want to run through with you some of my technical analysis and I want to show and share how I trade. I am not an expert trader. I think people who trade every single day are probably the best. But what I have come to realize is that not everyone wants to be a day trader. It is a very stressful job because you are always trading, you are always in the market, you are always at risk of losing money. And it's a daily thing. It takes a lot of time. So I prefer swing trading to just look at the daily chart or the 4-hour chart. Based on that, I would then decide when and how I want to trade. I find that if I don't spend too much time worrying about trades, I am able to live my life. Also, my position sizes are always very small. The reason is I can go to sleep knowing that I'm going to lose $200 or maybe $300. But if I'm sleeping and I am risking over $4,000 or $5,000, that's more than 1 month's salary. So I find it a little hard to sleep that way. So with different risk tolerance and different personalities, I have come to realize that I cannot be a day trader. I am much better as a swing trader using small position size. That way I am able to remain profitable without worrying about losing money. And that allows me to be a better trader as a whole. I want to share my Rune Trade and explain why I'm using that same analysis, that same technique to apply to Bitcoin right now. And we will see whether this is right or not. Okay, so let's talk about that Rune Trade. Let's jump back all the way to the 3rd of March. That is when I noticed Rune. So I saw that Rune was on this downtrend and it was at this heavy area of support. And at this heavy area of support, this purple bar over here, I noticed that it just pierced through. So in my mind, what I expected was for it to go up, come down all the way here to retest, or around this region before it flies back up. And where would it go? It would probably go up to the $8 mark. Why? Because that is also a very powerful area of resistance. If I were to just leave this here, you can see that there is 1 reaction, 2 reactions, 3 reactions, 4 reactions, 5 reactions. Yeah, that's about 5 reactions. So this is a very good area to look at. I believe that Rune would be able to hit this target, and that was where I was aiming for. So what did I want to see? Very simple. Do not buy here. The reason is because the price already moved. You always want to buy on the retrace because what could easily happen was, look, I see a trend line going down here. All I see is a breakout and then boom, it goes back down. So we never really know what's going to happen. But when a price wants to move upwards, it has to break out. So let's see what plays out the next few days. So I made an announcement that Rune has a huge potential. What do we see? We see a run down. Now, why did I start buying Rune? Because I start to see a run down, I had a feeling it wants to break out and bounce to hit my target at $8. So I drew a Fibonacci line. And when I drew the Fibonacci line, I could see the entries were $5, 4.7, let me pull this up here, and 440. So I started the dollar cost average here, here, and here. Eventually, it bounced up and went all the way here. And I also bought all the way up. And so my average entry price was somewhere around the 4.8 mark, I think, because I bought all the way up. But in any case, on this day, I announced that, guys, Rune is going up. And that's when, well, Rune did. So we continue for a few days and we see Rune actually hit my price target. And on this day, I announced that I was taking profits. So after I took profits, I waited. Why? Because when, again, very simple, if we see price break through an area of resistance, we have a good chance of it going even higher. But usually we want confirmation because what goes up can come down. So this is what we want to see. We want to see price go up, come back to the previous area of resistance, which I drew way beforehand. This isn't confirmation bias. All these lines have been here since 3rd of March. So I want to see it come down. I want to see it retest. And when I see it retest, I'm going to start buying in because there's a good chance it will bounce up. And if it were to bounce down, I only lose, how much is that? Maybe 5%, 6, 7%. But if I am right, I mean, look at this. There's a 19-20% gain. But that was a very huge Rune day. In any case, I bought in at that circle. I announced that I was buying in. I think I showed my trades as well. And then we can see price just rallied all the way up to my next target level, which is around the 12-ish region. So I sold off here as well, right at the top. And now we are back here today. So the reason why you want to sell is because we are very, very close to a heavy area of resistance as well, which I believe is a trend line. Yeah, so we can see that there is a trend line coming down as well. So we are very close, near resistance. Let us pull back. Also, I noticed that, well, in crypto, things tend to move in 3 waves. So you can think of it as the Elliott wave theory. I'm not very good at Elliott wave theory, but usually when I see a third wave movement, I tend to take more off the table, which is why I took quite a lot of Rune off the table as well. But if I see Rune break through this line, if it goes up, waddles around here, I have a feeling it's going to burst up. So that's just how I trade. I normally wait for something to break out, retest, I enter using Fibonacci lines, go up, same thing, I sell, retrace back, I dollar cost average in, Fibonacci's, it goes up, I sell, and I will start dollar cost averaging in again. This time I am not doing it because we have 1 move, we have 2 move, and now we have the third and final move. So I think it's not going to be bursting up anytime soon. I'm going to give it a few days. And even if I were to miss this, I am fine because I am also in Luna. And you can see the exact same things playing out. So what I did see, same thing. This is a very thick area of resistance. Now, why is it so thick? Because I am very, very unsure. So when I am unsure, I put a huge zone for me to simply pay attention to. So in this case, we can see something very simple. All-time highs is around the top of this purple line. What we see is it pierce through, comes back down, and then it goes up again. And now this is live, this is today. So I don't know what's going to happen next. But usually when you see things like this, it is a very good 2-day swing trade. I normally swing trade longer, but if you were to trade maybe like a 30, 40, 50, 20, maybe like a 2-hour time frame, when you see a breakthrough, a retest, you better start DCAing down for a pump up. And if you're on leverage, man, that's gonna be like, I took a 5 times leverage. I think it was a 5 times leverage. Oh, I don't have KuCoin open up, but I took a 5 times leverage with Luna on the way down here because it's such a good trade. Like, trading is actually pretty simple if you're just in for the small, simple gains, not too stressful. You just watch the same pattern repeat itself over and over and over again. So moves up, retest, buy in, it blows up. If it doesn't, again, how much money am I going to lose from this trade? Maybe about 8%. So taking a 5 times leverage, maybe $200-$300. So $1,000, that's like about 80, 90, maybe $100 loss. But if I'm right and it powers up, I'm gonna be right. If I did that, I am up like 20%. So you see, the risk to reward ratio is there. So even if I'm only right 1 out of 2 times, I would still be profitable. So very simple. Same thing for Bitcoin, right? So the reason why I am super bullish right now is because same thing is happening. We have a very nice, clear, super clear area of resistance right here. So we see a breakthrough, we see a bounce down, and we still haven't made that push up yet. So I have been entering on this candle, these 2 candles over here. Is the red and the green candle on the left, this wick and the red candle, the 2 wicks. So I have entered in Bitcoin around here, maybe about 50, 60 or 80 lots. So what I want to see is the price to do this. This is my prediction. What could happen is this is simply a fake out where it goes up and it crashes back down. So my stop loss would be somewhere around here. It used to be around the 420 level, but thinking about it, I think my stop loss will be much higher because if it breaks down below this wick, then the play is wrong, right? That means the thesis that is going up to 50k is wrong. So my stop loss is somewhere around here now, which is around 43, just eyeballing it a little bit because that's roughly where we can see 2, 3, 4 reactions. Yeah, so that's where I'm putting my stop loss. So if it bounces down here, let's see my risk to reward ratio. From where I entered just around here, about 45-ish on average, my average entry price, that's a 4% drop. And if I'm right, that's a 10%. So it's a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And I like that. Having a 2-to-1 is definitely very good. I only need to be right maybe 1 or 2 times. And I am still learning, right? And as my capital increases over time, I am going to be deploying more and more capital. As you know, my capital right now is only 30 to 40K. I started growing it from 8K. So honestly, to me, small consistent gains over time is more important. I know that eventually I would be able to make that $1 million slowly, bit by bit, a bit of trading, a bit of investing, a bit of side hustles, and some YouTube, TikTok money as well. And honestly, you can see all the small bits add up. When I first started this journey, I was only trading with like $400 each trade. I was making $50, $50, $50. I had a couple of friends with me, they were all in this as well. They started to trade and they were trading with like 25% of the capital, and they were making a lot more than me, but they also lost a lot of money. And eventually I followed them and I invested more. I lost a lot of money, kind of went into a depression. So after that, I no longer do big capital. I do small capital, small gains. It works well with my very safe personality. It has been serving me pretty well. I don't think I'm good enough to give a course. I'm not a good day trader, but I can look at the charts and be profitable. So I hope by sharing a little bit on how I trade, the psychology of how I'm thinking when I trade, I hope that will be able to benefit you, and maybe one day you'll be able to become profitable as well. It is not an easy journey. It has taken me 6 years to become profitable, and the journey is tough. Like, this whole trading journey is tough. And again, if you want to become a full-time trader, that is up to you. But that's just not for me. Becoming a full-time trader is not my goal. I like business and I like enterprise stuff. So I really hope that's where I can take this to, and eventually where I can take my experiences and then share it with all of you guys. So I have some referral links at the bottom. FTX, KuCoin. Like, if you're into crypto and you're going to trade, please sign up with those. It will really help me and my channel. Also, it's a good thing because I don't sell courses. Like, if you sign up with my link and you do well, you make money, then I make money. So I feel that our incentives will be aligned. If you succeed, I succeed. If you make money, I make money. So I always like partnerships where both parties can benefit. Thank you so much, everyone. Cheers.